Hello everyone, I'm Uberswe and today we're going to be building a factory because I'm on the Gearworks SMP. This is episode number 3 and this is the current factory district that I have right here. And as you might remember from previous episodes, I have my iron farm back here. Oop. We're watching lag in real time here. But yeah, we have our iron farm right here and yeah, this is generating iron at a steady rate. Not the fastest, but it's good enough. We have our little fishing dock area over here. And we did get set up with a basic workshop in here on the side. And we also have a cow farm in here, kind of. And over here, Ingrid had built like a nice wheat farm. And I kind of wanted to match what Ingrid had built right here. And start building the actual factories that I wanted. So we're gonna decorate this a little bit nicer, do some texturing to that building, texturing on this building and that building, and add some roofs to these buildings. Because currently it doesn't look that great. And I've also got a backpack or a jetpack right now, so I can actually fly. We do have a new neighbor over here, Bleach, I believe his name is. And this is Ingrid's bee farm that she built over here. And if we go down here, we have my Secret Santa gift. Here on the Gearworks SMP, we had a Secret Santa where players, I think we're about 15 or 16 participants, and everyone got matched with a random player, and we gave gifts to each other. So it could be anything from like, a shulker box with some food items to a building like the one behind me. So I ended up getting a cog cake factory. So the way this works is you just input your cogs here. So let's see, using Tom's storage, we can probably get a few cogs. I do have 11. We'll just right click there, right? Yeah, okay, and then it's gonna take the cogs. This 4% cogs now, and it's gonna produce cog cakes for us. And it comes with a full factory. So my Secret Santa really went above and beyond in creating this factory. You can see it's farming cocoa here, got sugarcane here, and it's got wheat here. The wheat gets turned into bread, and then that bread is pressed, I believe. And then a cog is placed on top of the bread, or on top of the pressed bread, with then finally pouring chocolate on top of it. Oh yeah, it's done right over here. So you finally pour chocolate on it, and that becomes a cog cake. And once it's done, you can go over here and grab your cog cake. There we go. And we have a cog cake. I can't eat it because I'm not hungry right now, but yeah, that's one of the foods we have here on Gearworks. So there you go. Now we have that. Now over here in this area, we're gonna build a gunpowder factory. But what I've gone ahead and done is I designed most of this in creative, and I've made a schematic of everything I want to do. And I've gone ahead and put that schematic inside of this cannon here, right there, factory area revamp. And we got some gunpowder. That's probably not going to be enough because this is a huge schematic. And then I have this material checklist. And we do need a monster spawner and a mushroom colony because I do need some spider eyes for the gunpowder farm. So if we check here, yeah, we have fermented spider eye. And if we check gunpowder right here, you can see that with the create mod, we can have cinder flower with potion of harming. So we pour potion of harming on top of cinder flower, and we get gunpowder. And for potion of harming, you need a fermented spider eye combined with potion of healing in order to make potion of harming. And then potion of healing needs glistening melon slice with awkward potion, which requires nether wart and water. So we're going to set up a farm for all of this, and that's going to be part of the schematic. There were a few items that I couldn't import, so we have a monster spawner and a brown mushroom colony. The brown mushroom colony is from Farmer's Delight. So I went ahead and I used rich soil, which is, it's like dirt, but better because you don't need like water for plants and stuff, and I don't think it's kind of like bone meal already integrated into it, so things grow like pretty easily or pretty fast. And you also get these nice mushroom colonies. However, you're not able to like silk touch these, so I can't take them down, and I can't put them into an inventory. So we're gonna have to add these laters, and we'll just have to make sure to set our cannon to just skip missing blocks here, and it's just not gonna place those, and that should be fine. But yeah, we have a ton of items, as you can see up there in the jade. And over here we have like 40,000 dirt for terraforming and stuff, and even a few shulker boxes. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going to be done here. So I'm pretty excited to get this up and running, and we'll see how it goes. I'll kind of do a time lapse here, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. We'll look through everything after the time lapse. Alright, we've now let our schematic cannon run, and it's done, it's finished. And I've also gone through and like fixed some of the buildings, and as you can see, we now have this factory building over here, which is already up and running. And we have this giant tower. I don't know, it sticks out a little bit too much. I might like touch up the tower later with some details. But overall, I'm very happy with the way it's looking. So we have our new dirt farm right here that just produces infinite dirt. And then we have our gunpowder factory, which produces a bunch of other things. Our shop is also done. So we do have some vendors out here where I can set up things to sell with the numismatics mod. My inventory is a mess. And also inside here, we have a bunch of new vendors as well. I see there seems to be an industrial iron block missing here. There's supposed to be a lantern there instead, but small things need to be fixed. We have a roof on our workshop, so it's no longer open. We do need to probably patch a little bit there that I missed, but otherwise it's looking good. I do like the green roof on this one with the copper and Aliphe, what is it called? Hippe? Hyphe? Hippe? That's stripped, warped Hippe. Hippe. That I've used along with some copper blocks up there to make that. And we also have our initial iron factory and steam engine has been tweaked. And we also have a steak farm where we have cows. And basically we do some cow breeding in there. Cows pop out here and they get punched just like I did there. And then after they've been punched, their items are collected and deposited in this chest. However, this hasn't been running for very long, so I guess no cows have been murdered yet. Yeah, let's do a little bit of free camming here. So if we hop around, we can actually see that we now have 4 chimneys on our power plant here. And we've also textured a bit of the walls and everything so that it's not just like the plain brick texture, which I really like. And we've also textured the roof a little bit to make it look a bit nicer. And otherwise, this building is looking mostly the same. For our workshop, we have a double chimney, just like this, with some smoke coming up. And it's actually the smoke from our processing down there. So you have like the haunted or the haunting setup and the campfire setup. And those are producing some smoke there. And now we have this nice tile roof here. Why is this one missing? Okay, so it seems like it was skipping some blocks for some reason, because in creative mode, when I set this up, I did fill all of this out. So maybe there was a few blocks missing. Very, very interesting. So we'll need to fix that a little bit, but otherwise it's looking good. We put a roof on this house as well. And we now have a nice wheat farm up here, which is producing wheat and sending it down into the chest here. And you can see there's like a threshold switch and stuff here to monitor how much wheat we have. And then once we get some wheat, it's being put down into these cows. And whenever they can start breeding, the wheat will get used to breed these cows, and we'll get baby cows that will eventually grow up to be tall enough to get punched by the deployers here. And the reason I'm using deployers is because the saws were not picking up any materials, whereas the deployers will actually pick up steak and whatnot. We do have a risk of baby cows getting punched if they're jumping up on stuff like this, but hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. We'll kind of see what happens when these cows grow up. We don't have a lot of new stuff on the inside. We have some windows. So I'm using the ornate iron window pane here to decorate. And I've kind of used that on every build here, kind of. And we also have stone bricks on top of copycat steps for the, what do you call this? The windowsill? Yeah, to just add a little bit of a touch there. And then, yeah, over here on our dirt farm, I've used copycat steps with barrels, which I thought was kind of a cool texture that Big Swedish recommended, actually. So that is quite nice. And then we have 7 water wheels down here to power everything inside. And inside here, we have a dirt farm. When it's actually running, you can see producing coarse dirt like this. And this is using dirt and gravel with mechanical crafters to create this. And this dirt farm is actually inspired by Uncle Ranger and his dirt farm, which I'll link to in the description down below. I'm using mechanical arms to impart dirt and gravel in the back like this. The coarse dirt that is produced by the mechanical crafters is fed to a deployer that then places the coarse dirt like this. And I have a spinning plow that plows the coarse dirt, turning it into dirt, which is then drilled by the drill here. So we get some dirt. For every 2 gravel and 2 dirt, we get 4 coarse dirt, which then gives us 4 dirt. So at the top here, I have a cobblestone generator, which then takes the cobblestone and crushes it into gravel, which we then use to make our coarse dirt. And that's how you can make infinite dirt using the create mod. On the shop here, I added a balcony on the side. It's kind of hard to get this roof to look even because you have this kind of interesting edge here that I added. So this is me just playing around with different shapes and trying to learn how to build better. And I think overall it came out okay. Maybe I could have done something differently. Maybe something I'll do in the future. But for now, I think this is pretty good. And then we have the Gunpowder Factory right here. So up top here, you have a spider farm. So you have a spider spawner right there. Once the spiders spawn, they end up getting punched by the deployers here. And then on the side here, you have chutes where the spider eyes and string and stuff falls down. And we'll separate that out as it comes down here. So we get spider eyes in here. Or maybe in this one, we get spider eyes, and then we bring those out into here. And here we make fermented spider eyes. And those get sent up on the belt up here, and then go into this basin here, which has potion of healing, along with fermented spider eyes. And then the potion of harming is getting sent through this pipe here, and going in here where it's spouted on top of cinder flower to make gunpowder. Now this factory has a lot of processes. One of the first things I did was set up a cobblestone generator using a contraption. Here I'm just using a repeating redstone signal to trigger this. The cobblestone is then sent through 2 sets of crushing wheels to turn it into sand. The sand is then either washed to make clay. Half the clay is turned into bricks and the other half is compacted and turned into terracotta, which could then be turned into red sand for additional golden nuggets. Any flint is also just thrown away into lava. The other half of the sand is haunted in order to turn it into soul sand. The soul sand is then washed, which has a small chance to return a gold nugget. Once we have 9 gold nuggets, we can put that into Mechanical Crafter together with a melon slice. And this will give us a glistening melon slice. Melons, netherwort, and sugarcane are all produced behind the factory. And I'm using belts to transport items inside of the factory. I then have 2 mixers on the bottom floor to mix the awkward potion and also the potion of healing, which we need to make the potion of harming. Potion of healing gets mixed with a fermented spider eye to make potion of harming. There's also an infinite cinderflower farm here with a separate lava farm to make sure that we have enough cinderflower for the gunpowder. That's how I created a gunpowder farm on the Gearworks SMP. This is my Patreon server, and it's one of the largest crate mod servers out there when it comes to scale. So we have 9 fabric servers that are combined into one single large server using a velocity proxy to combine them, and we sync inventories between 5 of the different survival servers. We also have mini games, and we got a creative server with Axiom where you can build and all kinds of stuff that are just like benefits to our members. It costs about $5 per month right now. And yeah, I'll post more in the comments and the description if you'd like to check it out. And we're going for long time survival, so we don't plan to reset the world anytime soon. We don't really have any plans for seasons. If anything, we're just going to keep going for as long as possible, and we might just start up a new world once we get bored of the current worlds. But basically, we're thinking long term. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to check us out, and I'll hope to see you here. In our next episode, we're going to do something about this area behind me here. So you can see I have the sign bone meal here, which, you know, might be a hint at what we're going to do. It might be a moss farm, actually, that produces bone meal as a side effect. We'll see. But there's also some rail being built a little bit further away. So if we look back here, you can actually see this huge area here where I plan to do like a station or something and to connect to the rail network, which I'm building over there. So yeah, we're probably going to be doing some rail network stuff in the next episode where I want to decorate this entire rail tunnel here that I've already dug out to kind of get started with, you know, things for future episodes. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next episode. This is a really dangerous way to fly.